Hey, I really like you, Ray. What shall we do today? Tell me more, cause I don't know what to say. Yeah, I know to be other decks to play, but only want you, that's true. Cause I really wanna play a Master Duel with you. Hi everybody, Kevin here. As you can probably tell from the title of the video, I basically lose every match except one, but you should probably stay until the end for that. You'll be surprised at what happens. But anyways, here's some footage. Of course, if you like what you see, you want to see more, please leave a like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. Very close to 2,500 and have something special planned for that. So yeah, anyways, we draw Ash, Upstart, Rhoda, Hornet Drones, and good old linkage. Okay, let's see what happens. I guess that's their Instagram, so if you want to follow them, go ahead. Moyi feels bad. Alright, so do we know they have blackout? We're gonna make a token. That's really weird. Usually I always see the long one, so maybe they don't have it. Right? So chain link 1, chain link 2. This is an opportunity for you to Ash, but I decided not to because like it doesn't matter, right? Unless they're very smart and then they do chain link 1, chain link 2, that's when you probably Ash. So now they had long one, so we probably know they don't have a long one. They decided YOLO desires. We're gonna Ash that. And they don't have call by. So we know they have a long one, blackout. They set the blackout, so we know that's blackout for sure. Long one, 3 mystic cards, probably hand traps, who knows. We draw a max cope. Thank you, game, I appreciate you. We're gonna upstart, see what happens. We draw in the shark cannon. Now you're probably wondering, Kevin, why didn't you read Rhoda first, right? If you Rhoda, because usually the mentality is you always want to search for your specific cards first and then you can upstart, so in case you don't draw into like the searchable card, because by then like why would you even you know, play upstart, because upstart is supposed to draw in the cards that you can't search anyways, which we did, you know, luckily. But I did upstart first to at least bait out some hand traps, right? Because remember, when you activate, I don't think most people like are like super competitive and have their timer thing to like on or, you know, start or whatever. So I activate upstart first to see if, like, you know, if they have anything highlighted, which at the moment it didn't. So like, okay, then maybe either they're very smart and like have their thing off, or these are not hand traps and they're probably 10 Ys or something like that, right? So that's my thinking, right? They don't remember, this is probably 99% sure it's blackout unless they're just baiting me out. So we need to play around that too, where we can't control 2 cards at the same time. We just search for Ray. For Ray. Going to Ray. Let's see what happens. So now, nothing yet. Enter battle. We're going to chain Grandmaster. Great for them. There's no realistic way we could play around that, right? You know what I mean? We didn't have anything to, I guess, prevent that from negating this. Because, sure, if we have Hornet Drones, right? Say I have Hornet Drones, and then, let's say instead of going into Ray, I went into like another Link monster, like a yellow Ray or something like that. I don't think they would have chained this, right? They're not dumb. I don't think they would have chained blackout too, unless they're very smart. But like, why, right? My Ray's gonna come back, and you just wasted one. So comes that Zeke. We're gonna bait it out. Hopefully they take it. So that goes away, right? Now the other option I could have done, obviously, is to go into, let's say, yellow Ray instead to negate them from attacking. But I wanted to at least banish it for 1 turn, right? Because if we, for example, if we do that, then we can't set anything, because then we can't set linkage, because odds are to probably chain their blackout to pop my, let's say, Blu-ray and my linkage at the same time. So we lose linkage, and then, you know, you probably can't search a Blu-ray anymore, because that's the last thing we do. So that's why, you know, we're screwed. So sometimes you just lose, so it's okay. Set 1. Oh, they did beat me. It feels bad. Right, it's my own fault. They had their thing off after a while, right? Because that was, I think that was not 5. Was that 5? So Ray was 1, Green Ray's 2, 3, 4, and then 5 is when it's highlighted. So maybe they had it on the entire time. It's my bad. Oh well. Nothing you can do around that. Personally, I don't think Nib is that great. Well, I mean, Sprite's the meta right now, right? And then if they're smart, they go into Gigantic Spright first, and then they use their effects, so you can't even Nibiru them. So I don't know. I personally don't feel it's worth playing, because a lot of people play Spright. But then every once in a while, you play against like some scrub like me, you play Striker, and you hit that 5th summon, unfortunately. So, oh well. Feels bad, right? At least we got a Ray, so maybe we'll live, hopefully. But it doesn't matter because that build spell too. So. Sometimes they just have everything. You can't do anything about it. Just get good. Get good, Kevin. You could have went to Yellow Ray. Maybe you wanted a Yellow Ray to get the attack instead. You still have a Ray. Maybe. Right? Wishful thinking. Right? If I didn't go into Zeke to banish it for one turn, go into Yellow Ray. Yellow Ray maybe prevent it from attacking. They still have a, you know, their tricks out, and then the set blackout. We know they have long one. They can still pop off. Doesn't matter if we die. So, maybe we'll live. Maybe we would have died. Who knows? Okay, so I guess they have Tai. Now we chain Maxi. It doesn't matter. I don't know. Maybe I could have done that differently, right? But we decided to be greedy. It was my own fault for like not playing around Nib because I didn't respect it. Oh well. So now to go in Shenyang, it doesn't matter. You know, if there's blackout. Target that. This thing can prevent itself from being destroyed. So it doesn't matter. Free advantage. And then that's game. So maybe we could have lived. We didn't get burned by long one, right? But you know, that's the game. Oh well. On to the next one. Hey, we're back. More depressing losses, right? It's little decisions in this record. Also makes it fun, but kind of hard, right? Sometimes you just lose. There's nothing you could have done differently. They set one. Alright, immediately I'm going off my head. Either this is runic, which it probably isn't, because then it would have activated all the runic garbage and then probably had fountain, all that stuff. And I don't think they set any cards. The only monster or deck I can think this would probably be is a hand trap, or it's maybe a the edge imp sabers, right? Sometimes branded players do that. They like to bait things out, which probably is, right? And this is probably called by. Like, what else would you set, right? So either they bricked hardcore then. So we see we got anything highlighted? No, nothing. All right, we add Rose. We're gonna YOLO Desires. Always YOLO Desires. If there's Ash, there's Ash. We banish. We banish a Shark Cannon. Blah blah blah. Woodwanker. One in Gag, and then our Harpy's Feather Duster. No big deal, right? No big deal. Drawing a Veiler and Linkage, cool. See, yep, I was right. Edge up, chain, whatever. That's fine. Losing 300 life points isn't gonna matter. They're gonna chain call by. We expected that. We have Ghost Spell. Right. Ghost Spell. That should hopefully go through. So they're down in 3 cards, but unfortunately we'd have nothing to stop, like Branded Fusion or something. I mean, we can, I guess, stop Rebellion, but we'll see. Enter battle. And Horny Drones. I decided to send Horny Drone instead of being the greedy play and like add back Engage because we wouldn't have the 3 spell card bonus effect anyways, and we still haven't played around, let's say, Ash and Veiler and stuff like that, right? But you know, we'll see. Maybe they break hardcore, so it was my own fault. So we're going to Zeke to banish this. Might as well. You know, they wanted Nibiru, we might as well do it now. Right, we're just baiting around Nibiru. We'll see. Blu-ray, set that. Kevin, why didn't you set Forbidden Droplet? I have too much PTSD from just getting Harpy's Feather Duster if I set more than 1 card. Right? They only set 1 card, so in my head I'm thinking, oh, they're just waiting for me to overextend, and then they just punish me, and then they can just 1 card combo and I lose, right? So that's why. I'll be right back. Hey, we're back. Sorry about that. I know I can easily just like redo it, but I think it's more interesting to see the human part of me, right? Sometimes life doesn't go as perfectly as planned, right? Bob Rossing it up. All right, so we got Blu-ray. We can search Engage. We have double this, double Veiler for maybe their Luber if they're very good at the game, and then maybe we can stop the Rebellion, depending on what happens, right? But obviously the title of this video we lose, but you'll see why. It's kind of sad. Oh well. They had Brandon lost in their hand, so it's a one-off in your deck. It feels bad. You can't Veil or anything because you can't do anything that includes a fusion summon or fusion monster. However, you can Ash them, right? Because it's the effect, technically not the, you know, the fusion summon or whatever. I forget the ruling, or no, it's because the you're negating the effect of the thing, not negating the actual fusion summon of itself. Does that make sense? Because if they do Rebellion, then you can't Veil it because it's like happening, right? But because it's a Ash specifically negates the effect or whatever, then yes. Yu-Gi-Oh's a children's card game, by the way. So they're going Rebellion. We can't chain to it, unfortunately, with Veiler. So We're just gonna pass forward. Feels bad, Kevin, you stupid. Maybe you should have chained that droplet, you nerd. Well, let's say we play it out, right? We chain droplet. Maybe. Well, we chain droplet, it wouldn't matter because then we can only negate a Brilliant. They can still fusion summon into their Mirror Jade, right? And remember, they haven't normal summoned yet. Remember decks that can just pop off whenever? So they just search a Luber and they just do it all over again. Doesn't matter, right? Like search Branded Red or something and then just fusion summon more. Or they add Tri-Brigade Courier, sure. Negate. Luber, Mr. Card. A Luber that has protection anyways, we can't really negate it. So we're gonna chain that. We have another Veiler. Right. So that's double negate, it doesn't matter. We might as well just get him out of the way, right? So, oh well. Kevin, you could have won if you just set your Revenge Droplet, right? You nerd. I know. I know. I know. We negate that Luber. They don't add back Branded Red. Maybe, you know, crazy comeback time. But again, it probably even if we negate the Luber, they can still chain to, let's say, Mirror Jade, right? So if they chain Mirror Jade, to banish their Aluber is no longer on field, so they can't target. Sure, I could send my Blu-ray as part of the cost for Forbidden Droplet, but then you know, we still have to deal with the Mirror Jade anyways. You know what I mean? So let's say on our turn, we activate Ngag, we search Array, blah blah blah. They can still banish with their Mirror Jade, right? So I don't know. Little decisions like that, little decisions, right? You just made one mistake and you basically lose. Especially with Striker, you get punished so hard if you're playing against like moderately confident people, or not even moderately confident people. That's right. I'll say like you play like a good deck, then there's not enough gas. Right? Look at that. They're doing all this off just basically one card, off one Branded Fusion, basically. It's crazy. I'm surprised they didn't hit it. It's so broken. Ray effect. See what happens. Yep, doesn't matter. Might as well. I mean, I was just baiting things out. At least they can't attack us. Maybe we live for another like turn or two, right? We have Droplet. Maybe that saves us. So we're searching for Woodwanker, anything. What do we get? We have Branded Red. Draw a card. Draw linkage. Feels bad. Activating Guide. We gotta pay up. Linkage. Chain linkage. Chain droplet. It was my fault, right? It was my fault. It was like I should have obviously like I was trying to send the one in hand, right? But I think I accidentally clicked the wrong one. Or it only gave me the prompt to like, oh, you can send this one the set one, which will screw me over, as you'll see. So at this point, you know, sure. They still got Branded Red. Unfortunately, we draw a Ghost Spell, but guess what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This can't be negated. So feels bad. Yeah, negate the effects of a fusion summon. So technically that's Ghost Spell, right? Because it says negate activation, which specifically says here activation of your card, so you can't negate it. Oh well. At this point, it doesn't matter, right? I'm sorry, gang. Maybe would have won if we droplet, send Blu-ray, send that, negate that, negate that. We have Ngag, right? Ngag, add Ray. I don't know. We pop off of there, but you know, all that stuff feels bad. We tried. We absolutely tried. We tried, gang. That's why Striker's fun and like hard and frustrating to play sometimes, because like you just kind of get punished, not through your own fault. So I did that for Jemmies. I'm sorry. We'll move on to the next one. Hey, we're back. This is actually somewhat of a lucky matchup. You'll see why. Okay, we go second. We lost Arrow. We see Ash. We do Rose, Pot of Desires. Good old. Oh, we're playing against Spright. Cool. Afterburners, Lightning Storm. So you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Swap Frog. Usually, if you only have one hand trap, then you save this for Gigantic Spright, right? Because then if they search Gigantic Spright, they can, you know, get an extender, and then they can make Spright. Elves can do a lot of shenanigans, and you can't target your stuff with Afterburners. But we have Rose, so maybe we can negate stuff. We'll see. Right, but it doesn't matter. I mean, We're gonna ash that. Hopefully that goes through. Fortunately it does, so that means they don't have call by, or they're just saving for another choke point. But they have triple tax talent. Again, I don't know why or who it's been telling people like you gotta use that effect to like send a card from your opponent's hand to their deck. I understand if like maybe you have less than, you know, your opponent has like 3 cards, then yeah, it makes sense to me. But if you're only down to 3 cards, right? I remember this game basically revolves around Max C, so I'm pretty sure you have Max C. If you don't have Max C, then you gotta get Max C somehow in your hand. So I mean, it's pot of greed, right? Draw 2 cards. Is that better than your opponent taking 1 card from your opponent? I don't know, right? So I don't know who started that, who's telling people to do that, but don't do that. It's not worth it, in my opinion, right? Well, obviously it's worth it for this match because they ended up winning, but still. Right? You know what I mean? I feel like I lost this one through my own fault. So, you know, Spright Elf, like I just said, doesn't matter. Swap Frog can send another Swap Frog. Rolling Totem, it's gonna pop, summon itself. So then go into IP Masquerade, sure. And phase go. Now, here's a big mystery, right? Why I don't know what happened, because I ended up looking up their deck afterwards. You'll see why I looked up their deck, because I always do that every time you lose. So maybe like you lose to like single cards or something like that. But obviously, when you draw, we draw an upstart, sure. So that's that upstart. All right. Any highlights? Well, yeah, we draw Vela. Thank you, Vela. I appreciate you. With Lightning Storm, and then they could have changed into IP Masquerade to make, you know, Avermax. I think, unless Avermax is only. I believe Avermax is like, so long as it's 2 like monsters, right? So let's see, Avermax. Yeah, 2+ monsters special summon from the extra deck. So they are. I don't know why they didn't go into Avermax, because that's basically an auto win against Striker. The only out I would have is Hamp, but he doesn't know I'm playing Hamp. I mean, he saw that I have Rose, right? He saw that I have Afterburner, so I don't know why they did that. Maybe they decided I'd rather win with my Spright engine or something like that, right? Because then it'll be blocked. And you can't get your bonus effect off of a Spright Elf or something like that. But I mean, you got 1 card combo decks. Like I literally can't out your Avermax. So I don't know why they didn't just do it. Just let it go. That was very strange to me. I don't know what happened there. We chain Max Cope. That's fine. We give him 1 draw. Right? Don't be scared of Maxi. You gotta play through it. Oh, people get, I think, too tilted when they get hit with Maxi and they just don't know what to do. So I mean, just keep playing the game, right? Spright Elf. I mean, Spright Starter. Really cool as a quick play. Oh no, you gotta play life points. What do you do? Oh no, we lose it. 1100. Oh, so sad. We have to add Engage. Now, the other option I could have done is that I could have just wasted a Afterburners first. But if I target that, then it can dodge, and maybe they go into Avermax anyways, and then Lightning Storm doesn't matter. Right? But if I did that, then maybe I could have searched for Shark Cannon, and then banish to special summon IP Masquerade. I'll have a Link 3, and then, you know, unfortunately I'm not playing Unicorn, but you know what I mean? I could have done something there. Probably nothing, but that's another alternate line you could have done instead. But they have Spright Jet as a special summon for free. So good, right? So much gas. Add another starter, doesn't matter. Yep, go on Link 2. Or Elf, yep. Thank goodness they banned this card. This card sucks. I hate it so much. But they have call by, so it doesn't matter. You know, go screw yourself, Kevin. Probably drew it off Maxi, right? Hey, on the bright side, it can, well, we don't even have Ray in the field. Well, let's play it out right. If I summon Green Ray instead, and then I send Rose, or send Ray in the graveyard, maybe it would have mattered. Probably not, because they would have added Spright like red right here. So Spright red would have just negated it, and it would have mattered. And they're still popping off, so just get good, Kevin. Just get good. Get good. You didn't draw the out, right? You didn't draw the out. You didn't have enough skill to play around Maxi. You also didn't have enough skill to make sure they didn't draw triple tax talent, so you can put back the desires. Right? So they're just gonna pop off. It doesn't matter. You're gonna kill me. Boom. 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 I don't know. Let me know if I could have done something different. Obviously, besides, you know, get good, but let me know. Alright, on to the next one where I redeem myself. Hey, we're back, gang. We're back. I don't know if you noticed. Hey, it's flow, jibun whoa, am I right? This is why it's very important that you look at deck lists right after you win or lose, because you'll never know that for some reason, somehow, if you both click at the same time, maybe you'll get rematched with your opponent. It's happened to me once before, right? But I always make it a point to look at deck lists just in case, because you'll never know. You might find something interesting in deck lists and stuff like that. So we're playing against the same person, right? I know this because they have the hero emblem thingy too, right? So there's that. We draw Ghost Belly, we draw Ray, we draw Hamp, we draw Upstart, we draw Afterburners, and they elect to go first. They set one card. Alright, since I looked at the deck list, there's only two realistic options it could be. It's probably a call by, or it's a Spright starter. We know that if a Spright starter, they probably would have activated it and then popped off, made their own board, right? There's no reason not to. Yeah, so it's probably more than likely called by. We have a ghost spell to negate that. So, you know, play our game, we draw a droplet, cool. Hit Upstart, see if anything gets highlighted. Nothing yet. Draw Ray, enter battle phase. Now, again, I'm 99% sure it is called by, right? If I did not know it was called by or whatever, then I probably would have went into Green Ray. But even then, you know, you got Ghost Spell. You give him a draw off Maxi to get 3k damage, that's fine. Because it's okay if they, like, decide to chain Maxi, because since it resolves backwards, we can still choose which link we want to end up with, you know? Enter battle phase to chain Maxi, so I'm like, alright. It brings up a lot of red flags, right? It brings up a lot of red flags if they choose to just shotgun Maxi on a normal summon Ray, because obviously they know I can just chain Ray, right? So since they're gonna think that I'm gonna chain Ray, they're gonna chain Call by to negate my Ray, but then go 2 for 1. Is that worth it? I don't know. Remember that Maxi is the most broken card in this game, and the whole point of it is that you can draw cards, you know, get advantage off of special summons. So what he's basically doing is going 2 for 1 and wasting Maxi. So it looks like they break. So I don't know why they would do this trade, you know. I don't think it's ever worth it to do that. If you're gonna have Maxi and chain it, I would have just chained it during standby phase and forced the other person to play. So it is called by, see? So it is called by, we chain Ghost Spell, of course. Now the only thing that could screw me is a side frame Gamma, which I'm hoping they do not have, right? But they do, because they're very good at the game. So it looks like I'm screwed. But that's fine. You will see why. So it resolves backwards, or Ghost Spell gets negated. Now Ray gets hit called by. Right? Boom, boom, boom. Just negated. Maxi. Alright, so now let's go over what just happened. We lost 2 cards, 1 Ray to a call by, and we wasted a Ghost Spell that got negated by their side frame Gamma. However, if you look at the opponent, they had to use a Maxi. Remember, the most broken card in the game, and the whole point of it is that you can draw cards and hopefully unbrick yourself, right? They wasted a call by. I wouldn't say waste, but you know, they could have saved the call by from my Maxi if I had it, or another hand trap or something like that. And they used their basically once per duel Gamma on that one play. So they used 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 4 cards versus my 2. And remember, sure, Spright is like a, you know, 1 card starter deck, but then at the same time, was it really worth it? You know, was it really worth it? Because remember, this is gonna get banished, so that means if they have another Gamma or draw it, dead card. Because I know they're only playing 1 driver. So there's that. I don't know, you tell me. I think obviously way better play is that they could have just saved the Gamma for my end phase blue Ray, right? So let's play it out. For example, let's say it goes through, and then they chain call by. As usual, we chain Ghost Spell, right? So that means I resolve backwards. Let's say I end up on blue Ray, if you will, right? So that's no cards for you at the moment, right? But then they chain Gamma to my blue Ray, which then means I can't search engage, right? That also means that I am now forced to either resummon my Ray, so they can draw an additional card, and then either I have to leave the Ray on the field, or choose to go into another link. So that's potentially like 2 cards right there, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I really would have, if I were them, I would have just saved the Gamma for the Blu-ray. So at least either force me into like drawing 1 card, or force them, you know, force me into like giving them 1 card or 2 cards, you know, depending on what happens. But I don't know. Maybe it was worth it to them. It wasn't too meaningful. Right, so that is banished. We're down to 2 cards. We have this to maybe drop their or stop their gigantic sprite. They just pass turn anyways because I guess they brick. Right. Let me draw a rose. That's fine. I'll go blue, right? Go into Ray, and that's it. See? Little things, gang. Little things. Sometimes you just gotta not get stupid and I guess press yes to everything. But you know, I wish I could have played them again. I really did try like clicking like rematch, but it was someone else. Oh well. Anyways, hope you learned something today. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, sub, all that fun stuff. See you next time. Thank you to all my channel members. Johnny, jibun, whoa. This is my outro song for free YouTube monies. Give me some likes and support me, please.